Officially live. Hey, what's up, everyone? Everyone in chat. See a lot of people in here. Dion Mitchell, Chubbs, A. Thurston. We've got Invade with us. How's it going, Invade?
I'm pretty good, man. How are you, bro?
We're doing good. If you guys are OGs on the channel, you remember Invade from last year. We did a couple videos with him too. Have we done a Rate My Build with you?
No, this is my first time, bro. My
All
first
right.
time.
All right. Well, welcome to your first Mountain Dew Game Fuel Rate My Build live. This is live, everyone. So the link is in the description. Also, I think the top comment or that top comment says it's in the description, one or the other. If you guys want to submit your builds right now, anybody that's in chat live, I want to see who has their build submitted so that I can grab them. But we're going to start off with the first one. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Cody.
By the
Go
way,
ahead
this is
and-
the first build
yeah.
of 2K21, Spencer, ever. This is it right here, and Invade gets to witness it. You guys in chat get to witness it, and we're excited to tip this year off. Looks like Spencer's pulled it up. Let's get right into it. Dried Ocean, the gamer tag, the first one in chat today. Invade, he's a 93 overall. Looks like he plays park, point guard, 6'5", buck 79 on the weight with max wingspan. And then we were talking a little bit about this description before. He said, I'm at the PG position, but he doesn't really bring the ball up. And the jump shot he uses is D-Wade base, release Rudy Gay in the corner for the most part on offense, but can drive to the paint. And he can unlock pro dribble moves and contact dunks at 98. So what sticks out to you first? That's a lot of information, Invade, but what do you see so far?
So the first thing that sticks out to me is obviously he chose the base D-Wade and release Rudy Gay. Those of you who don't know, the base D-Wade has like the highest green release in the game. So obviously great choice by choosing D-Wade and then choosing Rudy Gay as the release. That's a shot that pretty much everybody knows and understands as far as shot cues. So I'm with you 100% in that. Perfect. I'm a little bit confused on why you chose to go as a point guard position if you're going to just be in the corner. So I'm a little bit confused on that, but overall, so far, I like what I see. I think you've done something. I just don't think I would have done point guard to just sit in the corner from there.
Definitely. I'm with you. I'm interested to see where his badges are and his attributes, because if he's going max wingspan, I hope this is a play lock. I can guess that it could be a play lock, but we'll see. So, Spence, you want to throw it to the next one there?
Yeah, for sure. You just cue me while I get other people ready.
Nice. All right, so a slasher, let's see. Looks pretty even across the board.
Yeah.
85
I'm worried about
speed.
that three-point shot. Very, very worried because at 77, everybody knows this year it's tough to shoot. And the lower you go, the harder it is to shoot, for sure. So 77 is a bit rough for me. I'd like to see him have corner specialists on if you're going to be in corners, especially with the 77-3, but we haven't got to badges yet. But I do like the overall finishing badges. It's good to know that you can finish when you get down there and dunk on somebody or something along the lines of that. But obviously, you guys know as you go forward, he's getting close to hitting 95, 99 and stuff like that. So he will be able to get pro dribbles and stuff like that and create for himself, which makes that definitely a good choice to have there. It looks like he went the long way instead of being able to do it right off rip. So I like that choice.
Definitely. I wish he had a Pacers jersey on, but I'll let it slide this time. Dried Ocean. We'll get you set up after this. But I'm with you on the three-point shot, Invade. I think you got to definitely have hot zones with hot zone hunter and corner specialist to have a shot for a 77 to go in consistently. So, all right, 14 badges to work with on finishing. What do you see here?
I like the contact finisher. That's great. Big fan of the Giant Slayer as well. He has slithery finisher on. I think I would go with fancy footwork as well, because fancy footwork has always been a badge that's been pretty good in 2K since they've introduced it. So I think I would go there instead of Relentless Finisher. But overall, I like it. Not bad.
I'm with you. I think contact's a must. I'll give a shout out to Lob City on bronze. It looked like he probably had one badge left to work with, and if he's playing fives or even threes and playing in the corner, or sorry, he said park, so he's probably playing threes and stands in the corner. Those backdoor lobs, he's probably catching from his point guard quite a bit. So pretty good badge setup, I think, for finishing.
I'm a fan of it.
Spence, shooting 18. Okay, so he has quite a few here. And look, he did exactly what we talked about, Invade. He's
Yeah.
spot on.
hmm yeah, like I don't think I would change anything here. He's definitely not gonna be doing difficult shots unless it's just a Hail Mary shot at the end of the shot clock. But catch and shoot, perfect. Corner specialist, perfect. Dead eye on bronze. I might even take difficult shots off on bronze because I don't think you're gonna get that big of a difference from having it on bronze. And I prefer to put dead eye on silver so that if somebody does close out to you, you still have a better chance of making it at the end of the shot clock. But Hot Zone Hunter on Hall of Fame, perfect, and Range Extender, perfect as well. I may even consider taking Range Extender down to gold, and taking Deadeye up one just because you're in the corner most of the time. So
I love that. I'm down to go Deadeye Gold, Range Extender Gold. That probably fits this build perfectly if he's playing out of the corner. So, wow, 18 badges. That's more than I thought were going to pop up on this build as a
right,
slasher.
I
But
think a lot.
yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right. Playmaking here, 13. Wow, what a balanced guy here. This is insane. First thing before I throw it to you, though, Invade,
Mhm.
we got to take that bailout off. Nate's not here to talk about it, but bailout, you don't need it in this game. I think definitely throw that on something else. But what else do you see here, Invade?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Billa. I don't think you don't need it. It's not as effective as it was last year. Dimer is good this year as always. Handles for days. Not bad. You're not really dribbling a lot, so I don't know why you would need it if you're going to be in the corner. Unless you're just, I don't know, decide you want to mess around in park. But Lob City Passer, I like it. Well, actually, I'm not sure why you have Lob City Passer, to be honest. A little confused on that. But quick first step and unpluckable, definitely good for slasher because you have the ability to blow by people and all that. So I like that. But yeah, I'm not seeing why you need bailout at this point. You don't at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think another badge potentially he could use here is downhill. If
Mm-hmm.
he's getting out of the break, his point guard is looking to advance the ball in park. Downhill might help. Um, but other than that, I think you're spot on, Invade. It's man, I just can't believe he has so many badges here. I'm interested to see what he has in defense, how
That is
many
a
he
good
has
point.
left.
There's a lot of badges everywhere, like way more than I expected. Way more.
Here it is, right here. So he has 7, which is serviceable,
Mm-hmm.
but um, let's see. So Clamps Gold, Interceptor, and Intimidator. Would you change anything on this?
The only thing that I would change, and this is just from my experience, I feel like Clamps is not nearly as good as what it was in the previous years. So I personally run Clamps on bronze because I feel like I still get the same animations that I would get on gold, and I would probably put like Interceptor or Intimidator up higher, because I feel like you get more out of that versus than you get out of the Clamps thing, especially since defense is just rough this year. So
For sure. I'm with you. And Stayfly in chat. What's up, Stayfly? Good to see you, my man. He said he plays with Pick Dodger over Clamps too. So along the lines of what Invade just said, you could probably switch that badge out or at least take it down a couple notches and experiment with the Pick Dodger and a few other things to see what works for you. But man, overall, this build is interesting. I keep coming back in my mind, Invade. He's 6'5" with max arms,
mm-hmm.
right? And he's playing out of the corner. It's just interesting
It
all
is.
around, isn't
Yeah,
it?
very, very, very interesting. I think the big thing here because he went max wingspan, so I think I like Interceptor because he went max wingspan, so his arms are mad long, and he's 6'5", so I like that. To Stayfly's point, I picks are crazy this year, so pick Dodger, I probably would put that over Clamps to just avoid that because picks are phenomenal this year.
For sure, for sure. And one thing we missed, he is a 93, so he has a little ways to go on his build, and he's got that slashing takeover, which we know in the park is probably one of the easiest takeovers to get this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got the speed, he's got the vertical acceleration, looks solid. Pretty good build all around. Are we ready to rate, Spence?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I wish I had my little stake with our number on it, but COVID happens, right? Are we good, Spence? Do you need us to do anything specific, or are we just going verbally here?
You going verbally? Just let us know.
All right,
What do you
Cody's
rate
up
it?
first. Cody's up first.
I'm up first. Oh man! All right, Spencer, can you go back to that first screen for me, please, real
Sure.
quick, just so I can double check? All right, 93 plays park point guard out of the corner. Had a couple badges we recommended to change around. Has a good jump shot base. Chat, let me know what you guys think. I see some numbers popping up. They might help me out here. I think I'm going to go with a solid 8 on this build. I think it's not great at one thing, but it's good at quite a few different things. Park is going to be serviceable, probably really fun to play with those contacts, that contact finisher. So I'm going to go with an 8.
I like it. I personally, if it was me, I'm gonna say a 7, and this is totally dependent on if he's good enough to get his overall to a 99. Because if he does get his overall to his 99, his 3 jumps to 81, which is more than enough to be able to shoot consistently. However, if you can't get to a 99, then you're stuck at a 77, and that puts your team at a big disadvantage of not being able to shoot consistently. So if he's good enough to get there, by all means, this is definitely a 7 or even 8 build. But without that, then 7.
Great point. I
Right
like
on.
it.
Hey, chat, let us know what you thought of that next gen trailer today. And guys, why don't we chat about that a little bit and see what chat thinks too.
For sure.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit before we came on. And Vade, I'll let you touch on what you saw first.
Yeah, the first thing I noticed was well just to touch base real quick. A lot of people and really the whole community was really complaining over 2K21 current gen because they said it all looked the same. I went into 2K21 current gen expecting the game to be pretty similar to graphically wise because I feel like they maxed out everything they could do back in like 2K19. So I was hoping for a lot of gameplay changes in 2K21 current gen, which we did get. But I knew that next gen was going to be that big boom because we experienced that back in 2K14 when it hit the Xbox One and the PS4. And so when I first saw the trailer, I was like, right off rip, I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, yo, look at this. And she was like, is that Steph Curry? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, is that the real one? And I was like, no, this is a game. And she's like, that's insane. So I'm excited because just based off of graphical output, this is finally some of the changes that we've been wanting for such a long time. I would say 3 or 4 years that we finally got to see. So of course we didn't get to see a lot of gameplay, but graphically, man, does it look amazing, bro. Lighting and everything has changed tremendously.
Definitely. I completely agree with you. And Temple of Boom said lots of sweat dripping. So there's definitely a lot of sweat and some amazing graphics. And I also read, I think, I don't know if it was a leak or if it was official information, but that the neighborhood is officially gone.
Yeah, that is true.
That too?
Yeah, that is true. The neighborhood will not be returning this next gen. Yeah, we'll get a totally different thing. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be totally different.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. Maybe we'll see, who knows, a ranked playlist that we've been asking for here at Pacers Gaming for 3s and 5s. That could be fun. Maybe you don't have to wait on spots anymore, and it's similar to the rec to get you in games. I don't know.
Speaking of, Stayfly says, hey, if we get matchmaking, this 2K will go down in history as one of the better ones.
I agree.
There we go. He knows. He knows. All right. We ready for another one, Spence?
For sure. Here it is.
Perfect. All right. I think I saw this guy in chat as well. Let me scroll up.
Yeah, it's A. Thurston in chat.
There he is. A. Thurston, shout out to you. This is Blue X World inside of 2K. He's a 93, plays Park as well. It's another point guard, so hold with us here. But this one is a little bit different. He's 2'11" invade, min wingspan this time.
Okay.
Pure red point guard, balanced athletic chart. Uses this build as a big man in the park, but he made this as a point guard because it gets better playmaking badges than a pure red center would be able to get. Wow. Interesting. What do you think?
Different. I would have never considered doing that. 6'8", I've seen a lot of 6'8" centers, so it's not out of the ordinary to have a 6'8" point guard. Well, actually, it is out of the ordinary to do a 6'8" point guard, but I've seen a lot of 6'8" centers, so for you to flip it that way, it's definitely interesting because I wouldn't have thought to do that. And I see that you do it with the dimer and floor general badges as well because it gets more, which helps your team out. The only thing that I have an issue with is possibly how your rebounding is going to be and everything, but I definitely like your offensive mindset of helping your team be able to score and things like that. I'm with it. I'm with that.
Perfect. And I see A. Thurston in chat said he meant to put max wingspan. So he's not a min wingspan on this build. Good to know, playing as an inside. Okay. And Spencer, scroll down. It looks like we have a ton of information here. So we'll try to sift through this here pretty quickly. Through finishing. So this is a lot about his badges. Talks about lobs. Fast break finisher instead of showtime. All right. So you want to go to his finishing here real quick, Spencer?
Sure.
Or I guess we can go to the next screen and sort of hop back and forth.
Yeah, right.
We'll get a good picture. All right. So he's a two-way finisher, Invade.
Okay.
Pure red point guard, balanced, physical. So he's moving. 77 speed, 82
Yeah.
vert
Mm-hmm.
is solid. Dunks are great. And then he is D'ing people up. He can't shoot outside 3 feet though, so we gotta remember, even though he's pulling up as a point guard,
Right.
he can hit the broadside of a barn if he's outside of 3 feet. So
I did see he said he uses this build predominantly in twos. So
okay,
so I like this build for twos because two-way finisher, being able to catch lobs and all that is great. Your defense is still good, and having Dimer and floor general for twos is actually great. So for the twos gameplay, I'm rocking with this build, bro. I think Stayfly said this build might be glitchy. I think this is a phenomenal build for twos, honestly.
now what kind of build would you want to pair with this for twos? Do you think?
Honestly, bro, a playmaking shot creator is perfectly fine. To pair with his point guard, center build, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a playmaking shot creator is fine for that. Or you can even let me see here. No, I would just go playmaking shot creator. Honestly, he's got the defense down, and he's fast enough to be able to move around the court too. On top of that, so you could switch everything if you needed to, and then return if you don't need to switch. He can show and still get back to his man. So this build is actually really good for twos. Honestly,
It feels glitchy. It feels like
yeah,
he's up to something special here for sure.
yeah.
Something different, going against the grain a little bit. Spencer, would you mind going back to the original screen real quick for me, please? All right. Shooting, he didn't upgrade anything. So he has slippery on, which is the badge I do recommend for bigs if you do have a shooting badge. And he asked here, I was thinking if I could play 5-on-5, would Ice and Veins be a good badge to equip or just stay with Slippery? So I'll answer that first, and then Invade can have his input too. But I think you stay with Slippery if you're setting the screens and pick and roll personally, because I think it really does help on your rolls to the basket. I see it activate all the time on my center.
Mhm.
So in fives, you could if you're missing a lot of free throws, but I personally would stay with Slippery.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 1000%. Ice and Veins is more so for the last second, or you popping off last second, or a couple minutes left in the game. And usually that's where your guards go crazy. And you're depending on them to do that type of stuff. So I could see it more on a guard, but not for you. Slippery is definitely going to be the better badge for you in a 5v5 situation for sure.
Perfect.
You want to
All
read the
right.
playmaking too, since you'll probably just slip.
Definitely.
Shooting's pretty easy.
For sure, for sure. So he said he upgraded his ball handling, pass accuracy, and post moves to get 11 max badges. For twos, he likes to play very team oriented with Dimer and Floor General to help his guard to shoot. So interesting, interesting. Let's see what he has there on playmaking then. Um,
This
has,
man,
has 11.
quick draw, not quick draw. What does he get? What is it called? Oh my God, quick first step on gold.
That's
Jesus,
nasty.
that's gross.
That's nasty.
That is gross. Okay, yeah, this is a glitchy build, without a doubt. At a 77 speed, you do one move and you blow past the. I don't know. I like it.
I think this build is tough too. And I'm going to give you a quick video that I watched recently from one of a previous player in the 2K League. If you follow Pro Am, you probably know him. It's Slay Island. If you follow him on YouTube, he dropped a video talking about speed boost at any position, and a center in the 2K League named Plondo, he's playing 5 out with a real center build and has found this move. It's so easy to do. I'm gonna say go check it out. Slay Island, shout out to you
He is a
on
goat.
YouTube. It's glitchy Invade. I'm telling you, it's like a hezzy, and then you do a certain button combination, and you get the craziest speed boost I've ever seen. Even with a center, it doesn't matter what position
Oh
you are.
man,
So it's glitchy for sure. But yeah, this build's nasty. You want to go to defense real quick, Spencer? What do
oh
you see here,
my
Invade?
God. I see everything. Sheesh, Heart Crusher. That's a build you need to have that ASAP. That thing is so powerful. It's not even funny. Brick Wall. That's goes without saying. Chase down artist gold. I like it. Clamps. Um, Again, I don't really see a big difference in clamps this year, but you have so many badges that again, maybe I would put it on pogo stick over clamps if I'm gonna be honest with you, because then you got the ability to jump up and down more. But that's more of like a preference thing. But man, yeah, all his badges there, they just look great. Maybe what's that box one? Is that the one where you're able to move people out the way?
That's like the box out efficiency. So we've said on bronze in the past 2Ks it's been good.
Okay.
I think having it at least to get the animations
Yeah,
works. Um,
I'm with that then. Yeah, I would just go back and forth between clamp and pogo stick, one of the two, or maybe mix them, put silver pogo stick and silver clamps or something like that.
I
But
like that too. I
yeah,
like that too. And worm could be effective too if you want to drop a rebound chaser if you're playing twos, or drop a rim protector one. Um, I think those are all great suggestions, but Pogo and Worm would be the only other two that I would recommend
mhm.
um, with this build. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Invade, you're up this time.
All
What do
right.
you think on this one?
Shoot, man, I've never seen a build like this before, so I almost want to go tell my friends to make one just to make one. But honestly, bro, I think I'll give this build a solid. I'm gonna go with a 9. I'm gonna go with a 9 on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9. I've never seen anything creative like this before. This is different, and I rock with it. I like it.
Awesome. I see a 9.5 in chat from Stayfly. Before I give my rating, I want to see you guys in chat drop what you think. If you're a member, we have some emotes here I'm going to show you. We have a 10, 8, and 6 that you can drop if any of those interest you for this build. Like Invade said, though, I think this is a super interesting build for twos specifically. I think it could even be fun in threes, Invade, because you're so fast running the court,
Yeah,
too.
right. Mm-hmm.
So this is fun. I think I'm going to give it, oh, man, I'm between a 9 and a 9.5. I think I'm going to give it a 9. I'll be with you at a 9 because he only is a 93 right now. If he was a 99, I'd reward the grind. You got a ways to go. But I'll give it a 9 for sure. So
I'm with that.
great build. Great build, my man. This is fun.
All right, so our guy Daniel Masucci, our member, longtime member, he said, "Hey, did anyone see there's a new way to qualify this year, Cody? So do we want to bring that up now during this break?
Yeah, for sure. I can
Take a
run us
look
through that.
at what our league has dropped.
I didn't even know this. This is news to me. Hold on.
It is big news.
Hold on.
We got some big news.
It is huge news, and let me pull it up here just so I can be officially official. There's a new way to qualify. It looks like Black Frank White just dropped it about 24 minutes ago. So, and I don't want to overstep my boundaries, but I can tell you what it is. It's a brand new process that you qualify for the NBA 2K League through draft eligibility tournaments. So,
Ooh.
quite a few teams are going to be running tournaments over the next 2 months, and you will have more opportunity than ever before to qualify to become eligible in the draft pool for season 4 of the 2K League. So the way it works, to my understanding, is if you win one of those tournaments, you are automatically into the draft pool. It's 5-on-5 pro-am, so all 5 of your teammates
Oh
invade
wow.
in. Yep. So it's
So you
not just
compete as
one.
a team.
You get in as a team now,
Wow.
and
That's huge.
you get in as a team, but if you win, you can't play in any other tournaments. So it opens the door for a lot of people to get in, because there's going to be some super teams that are probably formed early,
Mhm.
and those 5 will get in, and then they're ineligible to play ever again.
I like that
So
rule. I do
so
like.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of new faces, a lot of really good opportunity to get in. It's not like the combine, so you're not playing with randoms. You get to play with your 5 and practice and really grind for these
Yeah,
tournaments.
that's huge. I'm interested in seeing that because there are so many teams that play so well together that when you go into the combine, you don't get to see, because there's so much randomness involved with the combine, and it's so much more fun to see how people play together when they have that chemistry and things like that. So I think this is really going to take the lead to the next level, because you will have people who are just taking a game to the next level. They play together for so long. There's so much
Right.
to be said about chemistry, man. It changes the whole game when you're playing. So this is huge.
It definitely does. Yeah.
Stayfly asked all next gen or current gen. And by the way, Cody, I have the league press release on their site pulled up for everyone to
Perfect.
see right now. I went ahead and dropped the link in chat as well.
Cool, cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's mostly current gen. So over the next 2 months, it's all current gen, both on Xbox and PS4. And then we're hearing there are going to be opportunities in next gen too. So probably after the first of the year, I think you should keep your eyes out for some next gen draft eligibility tournaments too. So we still have to see how next gen works exactly,
Mhm.
but I think it's going to
Sure.
be awesome.
Rap says, are they going to be retail builds or combine type builds?
So it's retail builds. So this is straight
Wow.
pro am, straight pro am now too.
Wow.
Yep. So you get
Now,
to
we're
you
we're
get to
gonna need
choose your build.
we're gonna need to get in and look at the official rules for each of the tournaments, as far as if there is anything that's not allowed, right?
Right. Right.
So it may not be entirely open, or with the way we've seen tournaments run before, there will be definitely an official rule set, but it's within the game.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna try to find ways to limit it. I already see get you tendos, not the tendies, no heart crusher. I'm sure they'll pick and choose some rules to make sure it's an even playing field as much as you can. But like Invade said, this gives you a chance to play with your boys who you've been grinding with, have that chemistry, and try to get into the league again for season 4.
Thank
So
you. So
we're
much more.
excited for this one.
Definitely. All right, guys, we're gonna have two more builds.
Okay.
Uh, First up here is Static Shook, and then L2 Splash. You got in next. So Static Shook, take it
Perfect.
away, Cody.
Cool. Static Shook, 92 Park and Rec. So this is our first 5-on-5 player. Power forward, 6'8", 185, max wingspan. Is this a viable build at the center position, mostly in 5-on-5 rec? Not a 99 yet, but we'll get there. So not a ton of information here yet, Invade,
Mhm.
but we're at a power forward playing center. What have you seen so far this year with centers coming from power forward? Have you noticed that much?
Not too much. As far as tennis, I know that 6'8" is like the sweet. From what I've experienced, 6'8" is like the sweet height that everybody's been doing with like max wingspan. So it's not that I don't think you can't use it as center. But I guess it really depends on what all you're able to do and capable as a player if you can really make it in that role. But I guess when we look at the stats, we'll get a better decision to determine if we can actually play this role as a center. But so far, not bad.
Look at that, a 94 driving dunk, 93 standing dunk.
And he's dunking, that's
Um,
for sure.
he is definitely dunking.
It's fast too, 83 speed.
Wow,
Yeah.
getting up and down, glass cleaning finisher, and chose the glass takeover. What do you think about uh, glass? And I know you're a point guard, so I
Hmm.
don't mean to put you on the spot here,
All good.
but glass cleaner or rim protector. Have you seen your friends use one or the other? Do you prefer one or the other at the center?
So I have a friend. His name is Nike. And he uses the glass cleaning rebounder one. And I love it because I feel like it's really good this year. Pretty much by the time that we don't really give centers an option to really go into using a lot of their abilities because we're playing threes a lot and not too much a lot of rec. But so I don't really get to see the other part of it. But I know when he gets his rebounding badge, he's going crazy with the rebound. So I like personally the glass cleaning rebounding badge more than the
Got
other.
it. Got it. And one other thing to note here is 48 strength. So not a ton of strength. He was a lightweight too, if I remember.
Mhm.
And strength isn't huge in 2K21, I don't think. But when you're that low, you could get
Cool.
pushed around a little bit if
Yeah.
there's a big boy down low. So something to think about, I think. All
Um,
right, on to finishing. 23 badges to work with here. What do you think?
Yeesh. Contact finisher, love it. Consistent finisher, love it. Fancy footwork, I'm a big fan of that. Giant Slayer, of course. No, so far I like it. I know he went Showtime. He went Showtime to try to get his takeover a little bit faster. So I'm a fan of that too. If you have extra badges, why not? Um, Lob City Finisher, I think I would probably put that on even, especially now because you have an 80 something speed, which means you are zooming through the court, and you're talking about playing rec too. So I would love to see you as a big man chopping down the court and getting easy lobs if you can, because you're more often than not going to beat their center down the court. So that's free points, fast break buckets all day. So I would love to see Lob City Finisher to make sure you're not dropping them or missing them or anything along the lines of that. But yeah, I'm with it.
I completely agree, and I have to say hi to Chicago Blackhawks fan. He was very excited to be in the chat while you were talking, Invade. He had 5 highs come in there. So
Wow.
Blackhawks fan, welcome to the stream. I'm with you on Lob City though. I think it's OP in 2K21, and from what I've seen at the highest level of competitive gameplay, centers aren't playing with their back to the basket, and they're not really finishing against contest. So personally, I would take off consistent finisher and put all 3 badges on Lob City. But if that's not your play style, completely understand. That's just what I would prefer personally.
I like it. I mean, you're the pro out here. I mean, you see, you're teaching and coaching and doing all that type of stuff. So consistent finisher. If he says it should probably come off, I would definitely put that on Lob City Finisher if
Yeah.
that's the better way. 'Cause I mean, hey, he's the pro.
Yeah, I think either way, depending on play style,
Right.
is fine. But I'm a masher. I like catching the lobs, getting those showtime finishes, for sure. But Spence, you want to throw it over to shooting here, por favor? All right. So a hot zone hunter badge
That's such a troll bad.
at the center. What do you think? What's going on here?
Oh, that's such a troll bet. I had no idea why he has Hot Zone Hunter on. But then again, he can't shoot at all. So I don't even know what you would put this on, if I'm gonna be honest with you. So I think he just like, you know what, I'm just gonna pick it on and put it on top, honestly. So
Yeah, I'm with Stayfly in chat, just like we talked about last time. I think you go slippery off ball, if anything, here, because if you're the guy setting the screens in the rec up top and you're trying to roll to the basket, slippery off ball will help you for sure. But Enemy Rap said Hot Zone Hunter works for close shots and
I
hooks.
actually did not know that.
So, okay,
That's
okay,
I could see it.
yeah. If you're shooting those hooks, Raps, let me know. Let me know in chat about contested finishes. Does it help with contest at all, in your experience? Because I feel like that's huge this year. If the bigs have intimidator or contest
Oh yeah,
on
good
you,
point.
it's tough to
Yeah,
finish.
yeah, I'm with that.
It's tough. All right, playmaking. What do you see?
Break starter, I like it because you're playing the center role, so you're gonna be throwing the ball and getting out outlets and all that type of stuff. Downhill is great because you're chopping down the court, so you kind of have the same idea that we had anyway, as far as getting down the court, trying to get fast break buckets. Quick first step, I'm with it on that as well. Yeah, I don't really see anything that I wouldn't change on here or put on here or anything along the lines of that. I'm with it. You probably have everybody else using dimer and floor general and things like that, so you don't necessarily need it on anyway. So yeah, I'm with it.
For sure. And Daniel said the paint is a war zone this year, and I just pictured I had like a Call of Duty war zone flash right there. When you get down in the paint, I mean, you are down in the trenches,
Yeah,
having a battle in downtown war zone. So it is crazy. It's the gulag. There you go. That's the analogy I needed right there. The paint is the gulag
wow.
this year. But Invade, something about this build. I started with a build that had 7 playmaking badges. It was a power forward that I played the 5 with, and I thought it had way too many badges this year at playmaking that I didn't feel like I used
Mm,
much. And I changed to a 6-9 all red pie chart with 1 playmaking badge because
mhm.
I just didn't see the need for them.
Understand?
Um, while break starter could be useful, I still feel very effective throwing break starters without the badge.
I agree.
Downhill, I don't think I never got out on the break like that with the center type build. Quick first step is good, and I think you could put on unpluckable too, maybe if you have these badges, but this seems like a lot. It seems like excess badges that could go somewhere else to me.
It is a lot for a center, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Because you're not out there doing dribble moves and things like that. And since you're playing 5v5, if we're talking about the general 5v5, you are back to the basket, getting rebounds, setting screens type thing. So I agree with you from the standpoint of that you really don't need a lot of playmaking badges as a center. But I understand what he was thinking. Let me help my team and all of that as well.
For
But
sure.
yeah, I agree with you on that.
For sure. Totally right there. Let's go to defense and rebounding, Spencer. Finish off this build for Static Shook. All right, let's see. So 23 potential badges. He still has 3 left.
Mhm.
What do you think about his setup so far, Invade?
Hard Crusher needs to be on Hall of Fame for sure. Brick Wall needs to go up as well because its picks are just so good this year. It almost makes pick and roll Dodger just feel like it's or pick Dodger just feel like it's useless, honestly. But yeah, Brick Wall needs to go up. I would love to see Chase Down Artists on gold because I feel like that's the sweet spot of it. And I would have loved to see Intimidator go up as well. If you're gonna play the 5 role, that's the build that or the role that you want to play, you need to have Intimidator up because there's no way you want people making easy buckets down there on you. And Intimidator is what really helps solve all those issues to make those people miss those easy layups and things like that that we all rage about. So yeah, those I would change that, but outside of that, I think I like it. I think the rest of his stuff is good.
I'm in agreement with you there. The only thing I would add, if you get all of your badges too, and you're playing 5-on-5, I think as a center you have to have interceptor leveled up to at
Yeah,
least gold this year
middle of
to
the pack.
exactly to really be in those lanes and take your defense up to the next level. So whatever you take off there, I think is up to you, or you just add all 3 of them once it gets or once you max out your badges. I think they need to go on interceptor for sure, and level intimidator up as much as you possibly can too.
That's huge. Passing lanes. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's so
Yeah,
big.
in
Yeah.
them lanes, for sure. All right, is it back to me or do you want to go first,
Oh, it's
Invade?
back to you. I'll do the last one, but it's
Back
back to
to
you.
me, man. All right, so park and rec. Can I see the height again, Spencer, just to
You
confirm
sure
here?
can, Cody.
Please.
6'8".
6'8", 185. So the strength, he's got the max wingspan.
Mhm.
Couple playmaking badges. Chat, what do you guys think? What do you guys think on this rating? 1 to 10. Um, I think I'm gonna give this build a 7.5. Invade. I think it's a pretty good build. Nothing really sticks out to me
Mhm.
on it though. I think it's definitely serviceable in both park and rec, but I think there are better builds that you could go with too. So I'm gonna say 7.5 is right in that sweet spot for me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 7 as well. Only reason why I would, and the only reason I'm giving it a 7 is because when he hits 99, he'll have an 87 speed, and that's ridiculous to think about. Somebody said that in the chat earlier. That a center is moving that fast. So that's the reason why I would give it a 7. Outside of that, I probably would have gone to a 6 just because I feel like it is just a safe build. It's not anything that's out of the ordinary. It's not something that like it just does everything okay, but it doesn't do anything phenomenal in my opinion. Especially since you're a lightweight too. So yeah, yeah, I'll give it a
Perfect.
6 or 7.
Couple people in
Cool.
chat here. Tremaine Cope, he came by because of Temple of Boone to get his player submitted and rated by us. Says he's here and enjoying it. Hopefully you can get the form to work. I know you said that was coming back as failed, but definitely try it on computer. And then to go way back. Oh, actually no. Ankle Reaper said Pacers Gaming is definitely my favorite 2K League team. We appreciate that, Ankle.
Hey, thank you.
And then to go way back to the beginning of this stream, Raps kind of doubted you, Invade. He kind of
Oh, did
doubted
he?
you coming in. Yeah. But then he said, I take it all back. Invade is locked in. So
Yeah,
during this little break, Invade, why don't you talk about yourself a little bit? Where
yeah,
are you
man.
from? What are you doing?
So I'm from Dallas, Texas, man. I've lived here my entire life, bro, and I've been just playing 2K, man, like just usual, like everybody else, man. Grinding on trying to get the YouTube popping and working on improving. I've been in the lab a lot this year because, as you guys know, they changed so much about the game as far as dribbling and all of that. And this year, I really planned on actually taking the game a lot more serious. So I've been working on figuring out all the glitchy stuff, and figuring out how to get past all this stuff and all that. So just grinding, bro. I just recently got my 2K logo, so shout out to Ronnie 2K and everybody for finally recognizing me as a good content creator and letting me do that. So that was a big moment for me, and with that, it just increased the grind even more. So I've just been working, bro, grinding and trying to be better at content, but also just better at the game in general. So
And you recently made a switch, right? A big streaming switch. Let's
I
tell our viewers
did,
about
man.
that.
I did. So I used to stream on Mixer if you guys didn't know that. And Mixer got shut down. It got Thanos into non existence. and I had a choice of either going to Twitch or going to Facebook. And I chose Facebook gaming over there. And I know that's like, wait, why would you choose Facebook? But honestly, man, it's been the biggest blessing in disguise. I had no idea that within 3 months I'd be averaging like 1,000 viewers in the stream watching and stuff like that. So it's been pretty cool over there, hanging out over there and just growing from the ground up. And it's kind of given me a new sense of just work ethic and appreciation at the same time. So shout out to everybody who hangs out with me over there. I know Stayfly said Facebook and Bay going crazy. So shout out to everybody who hangs over there. I appreciate it, man. And thank you guys for your support.
Awesome. We're so excited to have you on the channel again. I saw, let's see, it was Daniel. He said, big shout out to Invade for always holding it down for us in the off season. They know you come through when we're a little thin. Invade is the first person we reach out to and say, hey man, let's collab. Let's get you on the channel again and feature you because he's got the IQ
I love you.
and a lot of fun to hang out with. So thank you, Invade.
No, y'all are dope, man. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Next up, we got L2 Splash.
Is L2 is he in the
L2's in the
here
chat.
too?
Yeah, he's in the chat. So we can ask him questions. He can tell us a little more info. I think he wrote a decent amount. We might have to scroll down. Not sure.
Perfect. All right. So another 93. We got to get some grinders in here, Invade. I want to see some 99s.
Nice. Let me see the full build.
So it's a 93, plays Park, another big man, center position. There he is in chat. What's up, L2? 6'10", 233, max arms. At 99, we get an alley-oop package and long athlete. My man, there you go. Been shooting with no meter with the shot stick. Has helped out a lot. So first, before we go any further, Invade, what do you use to shoot this year?
I'm still using the X button, man. I love it. I love it. I'm shooting like 70% from the 3-point line, so it's been doing good things for me, man.
There you go. Don't fix something that ain't broke.
Right, exactly.
Meter off, I'm sure.
Yeah, meter off, of course. Yeah, of course.
Meter off, perfect. All right. More of a team guy, helps his teammates shoot while spreading the floor for them. But when it's time to get a bucket, this guy can do it all. I like that. Perfect. All right. So 6'10", big center. The name is I Need Mo Buckets. Very cool. 3-level scorer. But the first thing I notice, the post score badge. Now, Splash, you've been following the channel for a while now. Post score badge. I need to hear some reasoning behind that in the chat before we move forward here. But Invade, what do you see in the attributes?
So right off rip from the attributes, what I'm seeing is that he wants to run like a 5-out offense, or something similar to that, because he doesn't have a driving layup or driving dunk that is high. And so I see him picking and popping more than picking and drawing or rolling right to the basket, which I can see because he got his mid-range shot at 76, his 3-point shot at 72. So it looks like he's looking to try to get a 5-out offense versus back to the basket, which is why I don't understand the post scorer thingy. But yeah, I'm indifferent about this build. I'm with it at the same time. I'm not, because his defense is lacking massively on the defensive side of things. And if you're gonna play the center role, you need to have those badges to be able to hold that paint down. So as you guys said, it's the goulash down there. So yeah, I don't know, man. I would have to see it in action, but my gut feeling tells me this is a rough build to be playing with in fives for sure.
Hey, and speaking of buckets, we've got Bobby Buckets in the chat. And Bobby, you're going to have to let us know what you think about this build as we go along.
Good to see you, Bobby. I'm with you, Invade. I think post scoring is questionable this year, but I'm confident in L2 to make something happen. He said 81 post moves, and I'm guessing he has post spin technician to go crazy down low and try to facilitate. And he says he only plays Park too.
For Park,
so
I see it. For Park, for Park, this just brings back the, everybody get out of the way. Y'all guys go in the corner. You go in the corner. I'm going to let my point guard do what he does best. And if he has to kick it out to me, then I'm ready. That's what this build is basically for. Let's just spread the floor, let our point guard go to work, win the game. And if he needs a bailout, then I got him if he absolutely needs it. So that's what I see.
I'm with you. And Bobby, first thing Bobby pointed out in chat, 63 speed. So he's a sloth moving around the court for sure in the Park. But Let's check out these shooting badges. Looks like he probably has quite a few. Or finishing first, excuse me. So finishing, he has one to work with. Contact, Invade. What do you think?
Why not? Is my point. Why not on that? Maybe even slithery finisher at bronze, but at that, I mean, it's one badge, so what are you really going to get out of it? But either one of those are fine, honestly.
For sure. Maybe even a deep hook if he's
Yeah,
going Kareem with
got his
those
post move.
post moves.
Yeah, he does have it on there. So
We'll see. All right. Shooting. So 18 badges to work with. He does have quite a few here.
yeah, catch and shoot Hall of Fame. I'm with it. Corner specialist, of course, you got to have that. I would maybe even consider putting that on Hall of Fame because your three is at a 72. And since you're talking about helping your team out and being able to shoot, I would probably consider putting on a corner specialist. But you can go to 2K Labs and figure out the difference between if corner specialist is worth it putting on Hall of Fame or gold. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it yet. Deep fades. You do say you got your post moves, so I don't know if I really want to see my center doing fades. Um, but I can see why you'd put it there. Green Machine Bronze, you really don't get anything out of Green Machine Bronze. So if you're gonna put that there, take off the badge and put it somewhere else. Because I've done the research on that one. Green Machine Bronze is basically pointless. Hot Zone Hunter is always a good badge, and Ranger Center is always a good badge too. So I would mess around with Deep Phase and Green Machine and figure out which is the ways that you're going to get the best out of both of the badges that you're using. But I definitely wouldn't just have Green Machine or Bronze because it's basically a next to nothing improvement. So
I don't think I'd change anything you just said. I think Invade is spot on with those shooting badges. First time I've seen deep fades on a badge this year, too, or deep fades on a build as a badge this year. So you'll have to let me know in chat, L2, how effective is your deep fades on silver? I'm curious. All right, playmaking. Let's see what we have here. Oh, man, he is a playmaker
yes, he
for
is.
sure. Ooh,
holy,
this
holy,
is
holy.
crazy.
Okay. Bailout, as we talked earlier, you don't really need it. But if you just have one badge extra to put on, then maybe put it on Needle Threader on gold. Dimer, I see you. You're definitely trying to help your team out. Floor General, you increasing those attributes all the way +4. Post spin technician, we talked about that earlier. Cody did saying you probably have that on for your post moves. And quick first step is probably going to increase that speed from a 67 to probably about like a 75 or so. So I'm with it whenever you do the move, if you get a chance to do the move. But again, as we talked earlier, a lot of playmaking badges, a lot of playmaking badges for a center. So I think I still would have preferred it being more defensive.
I think so too. I think that's the meta. This is an interesting play style that I haven't seen much in the park this year or anywhere, to be honest. The Floor General Hall of Fame is interesting too, to really get those extra attributes for your teammates. But this is definitely zagging when everyone else is zigging in
Yeah.
2K21. This is completely off meta, and I would love to see you play with this L2. And just to confirm, he just said it is a green yellow pie chart,
Mm,
which is unique at this
yeah.
position for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely.
So, okay. Last but not least, 11 defensive badges, so a lot lower than what we're used to seeing on centers
My
this year.
soul.
Indeed.
This hurts my soul. The only reason why I say it hurts is because, man, I feel like you just get bullied in the paint, man. Honestly, I feel like they just throw the ball down there and they just score on you. And maybe that might not be the case. I haven't seen you play L2 Splash, but that's just off a gut feeling how I feel is this. But yeah, rebound chaser, gold, okay. Rim protector, gold, I'm with it. Intimidator, silver, I would love for that to be higher, but again, you just don't have enough badges. So I guess given what you have and what you're working with, is about as best as you can do. But yeah, as he said, everybody else is zagging and you were zigging. I would have to see this build in play because right now it's just like whoa, it's a definitely different for sure.
I'm with you. I think defensively you are a liability on the court, but if you can make up with it on offense, then hey, maybe it's usable. I don't know. I don't want to judge you like Invade said without playing it. Could be really fun and fit your specific 2K play style. I just don't think it's meta in this version of the game for sure.
Yeah, I
So
see in the chat he said that he's had this build for 2 years. And so that's what scares me because I know a lot of people built their builds in 2K21 to be similar to how builds were in 2K20. And the gameplay from 2K20 is very, very different in 2K21. You're not going to have that 50 3-pointer threes in the corner anymore. So that is scary to me. I understand why you did it, because a lot of people went and made the same build similar to what they did in 2K21 when it first started and found out really quickly it's not like how it used to be. So that's, I can see why you did that. And last year this build would have been probably really great because of how well you could have been able to shoot. But now this year it's worrisome for me. So
And I've seen a couple people also in chat talking about pre-weight loss Jokic here. So interesting comparison and analogy there, but we'll move on straight to the ratings. He said he got a 9 last year from our guys Invade with this build. I'll let you go first with the chat at the same time. Let us all know what you guys think this build gets. 1 through 10. Invade, I'll pass it to you. Last build of the day.
All right, man. So because your speed is incredibly slow and your defense is, like Cody said, it scares me, your liability. I'm gonna have to go with, it's probably gonna be the lowest one of the day, but I'm gonna give it a solid. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 6 because I'm gonna hope that you can shoot. If you can shoot, this makes this build good. If you can't shoot, it's a 5, maybe even lower. Because you can't play defense, you can't shoot, and that means you're playing 2v3. So either 5 or a 6, based on if you can shoot or not.
It's a solid 6, though. Invade said. So L2, we're not coming at you. We're saying what we're seeing. Would love to see some gameplay from you, but I'm gonna give it a 6 too. I'm gonna finish it up right next to Invade there. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's different. I don't know if it's a good different in 2K21, but fun build nonetheless. No doubt this would be interesting to play and see how it would be utilized in the park. So. Definitely look at L2 and Bobby going back and forth. Look at them. Oh man. Wow. But thank you so much for submitting this build, L2. This was definitely a fun one. Yeah. Definitely against the grain. So
Spencer, what do you think, Cody? Hey, that was a fun first episode for 2K21.
Yeah, definitely.
Rate my build live.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. This is dope.
4 pretty different builds, Invade. What do you think about the process? Your first time on the show.
I think it's cool. I've never done anything like this before, and it's nice to be able to do it live and kind of see people's reactions to it as well. So you're not figuring out if you're crazy or not by saying it's low or it's high. But no, this is really cool, and I enjoyed it, man. I'd love to do it again, honestly.
Hey, for everyone that's in here, let them know where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me at youtube.com/invade. That's if you guys want to subscribe to me on there. Or fb.gg/invade, where we stream usually every day except Sundays, and we go crazy in 2K. So if you guys want to head over there, you know where to find me.
And that's a 3 at the end instead of an E.
Yes, that's a 3 at the end instead of an E.
That's right. You guys see it on the screen right now, and the links are in the description as well. Thank you all for joining us for this this Mountain Dew Game Fuel Rate My Build live. Also linked in the description is the build submission form. So if you guys want to go ahead and submit your builds in advance of the next episode of this show, and then make sure you tune in live and tell me what your gamer tag is, and that's when I pull you guys out and put you up on the screen for us to rate. So we're gonna have some more special guests on. It's gonna be exciting, Cody.
Can't wait. This is a good start. 2K21, shout out again. Thank you to Invade for hanging out with us this afternoon. Okay. And thank you to everybody in chat.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. And just stay tuned, A. Thurston, to both our channel and our social media for the next one. Should be within the next 2 weeks.
Peace
Later,
out,
guys.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.